Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Gamble the Globe. Today we're going to talk about comps, complementaries. What are they? How they're done, how they're issued, how you earn them, how to maximize them. This is actually going to be a 3 or 4 part series. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to break this up a bit because there's a lot of information to cover and I don't want to overwhelm you. So first of all, comps, complementary items, come from basically the beginning of Vegas. How to get players to return, how to get them to come back, how to get them to spend more. So by giving a small portion back, the casino reels you in to return. So let's just go with a quick of old school comps versus new school comps, meaning today's comps. So the way it used to be was you'd still have a player's card. I'm talking used to be, I'm talking 20, 30 years ago. You still have a player's card. Remember? Players cards are important, right? We love having our players card. First thing I do when I go to any casino, I don't care if I've never been there before, I don't care if I've been there 100 times before. I make sure I have a card. I make sure my card is in my hand. I make sure to sign up for it. I make sure to put it into every machine. I make sure to hand it to every table game. These are extremely important. They're the only way the casino knows who you are. If you just walk into a casino, you put 20 bucks on the table, you lose 20 bucks, you win 20 bucks, it doesn't matter. They don't know that you were ever there. But they do with your player's card. That's going to be your key to earning comps. So when you used to have, back in the day, again, 20, 30 years ago, you would go down to a table, you'd put your money down, you'd still hand your player's card in, they just need that, and the pit boss would do the majority of the tracking. They would write down on a piece of paper how long you've been there, what your average bet is, how much you're betting. Are you betting increment larger? Are you betting smaller? Those things. They're trying to figure out how much you cashed in for, how much you're cashing out, and everything in between. Those metrics allow them to figure out how much comps to give you. Now, I say back in the day because it was you wanted comps, you just asked. You just ask your pit boss, hey, I've been here for a couple hours. Can I get a buffet or maybe a show? A lot of times back then also, the pit boss would just volunteer it. Say, hey, you've been here a while. Can I get you something to eat? There's been a couple of times back at the Riviera, many, many years ago, I was playing roulette, which was my game I started out on. And I was there for approximately 7-8 hours. The roulette dealer on shift, Jimmy, still remember his name very well, was actually hired by Bugsy Siegel back when this guy who is an adult now, he was in the 70s or 60s when I saw him, and this was 20 years ago, so hopefully he's still alive. Jimmy actually started out parking cars at the Flamingo back when he was 16. As soon as he turned 18, he started dealing, mainly roulette. And he had some great stories, so I enjoyed talking to him a lot. I was doing pretty well. I was tipping. We talked a lot about Vegas, the game, everything it used to be, everything that's going back this time. Vegas was very in the family-friendly stage, so it was interesting there. Anyway, all that time spent at the roulette table, the pit boss came over to me several times and say, hey, can we get you something to eat? You've been here a while. And I said, sure, I'll take a sandwich. They would bring me a sandwich. At the end of when I was cashing out, Jimmy was leaving for his shift, and the pit boss came back because it was a different pit boss now because we went through a shift change. And pit boss said, you've been here a while. Can I comp your room? And I said, sure, well, my room's already comped, but, I'd take a buffet, which I did. So these kind of things were back before we got so digitalized, before we got computerized and everything. Now, your player's card. You have to have your player's card. If you don't have your player's card, they need to swipe it. It needs to go in the system. The system is what decides the comps. How that's done is by your betting, by your gambling. So there is a very easy, very structured way it's done. Almost every casino uses the exact same way now. They calculate what is your theoretical expected theoretical loss. What they'll do is, I'm looking at my notes, so I'm cheating. They'll take your average size bet, multiplied by the casino's advantage. We'll go over casino advantage on different games. in our next couple of videos, because table games and slots are completely different of what the casino advantage is. And then they'll take that and calculate your expected loss. The formula, super simple, okay? I'm actually going to put this in the description so you have it. The formula is your total wager times casino advantage equals your expected theoretical loss. Then they break this down a little bit more on that, and they take that expected theoretical loss and multiply it by the number of decisions you're making per hour. Decisions, do I hit? Do I stay? Do I bet on 13? Do I bet on red? Do I bet on 27? Do I pull that slot machine again? Am I hitting that button? How often am I doing that? Those are decisions. And those results are what your expected hourly loss is. Now, that money is actually returned to you, again, in a portion. It's not a lot. You're not going to get all your money back that you put in. That's not happening. We've gone over that before. Casinos are built on losers, right? Winners didn't build casinos. Losers build casinos. So the casino is going to figure out what is the return to you. And a lot of times that is done by that house edge, house advantage. So if, let's say, a game is a 5% house edge, you're getting 95% to the casino, or sorry, switch that around. 95% house edge, 5% is your advantage. You're getting 5% of your money back. So to make it easy, we're just going to say 10% because the math makes it way easier. So if you're betting $1,000 over the course of, let's say, 3 hours, you're going to get roughly 10% back in comps per hour. So you're getting $300 back in comps. Is it a perfect system? It is not. Personally, I think it could be much more lucrative for the player. There's plenty of profit built into casinos already, so comps don't really hit it. But comps are made to return to you and me. Comps are made to bring us back. Comps are made for us to enjoy losing. I said that right. Enjoy losing. The chance of you winning in a casino is slim. The chance of you losing in a casino is high. So if the casino treats you right, even though you lose, doesn't matter what you lose, $1, $100, $1,000, $10,000. It doesn't matter what you lose. If you are okay about losing and you return because of those comps, you're a happy player. You're the player that casinos want. Casinos want players that are both happy and return for the entertainment. They return to Vegas. Again, win or lose. It does not matter to the casino if you win or lose. They're getting your money one way or the other. If you come to Vegas with $100, you leave the Vegas with $1,000. The churn in between the time is what the casino walked away with. So you had ups and downs, ups and downs. They're banking on the downs. You're banking on the ups. So money changed hands regardless of how much you left with. And they're returning because of those comps. Now, comps are so huge, broad scope when I say comps. They can be anything from free play, hotel stays, discounted or free, restaurants, either discounted or free food credit, buffets, discounted or free, or resort credit now. A lot of casinos, especially MGM, are getting into resort credit, which can be used at any property, any MGM property. So if you're staying at Park MGM, you can use that resort credit at Aria. I've done it many times. I've actually gone over to a couple of the great places over at MGM Grand because I like their restaurants so much. I use my resort credit from Park MGM. Or if I'm staying at Bellagio, I've actually taken that resort credit and gone to eat at Italy, which is in Park MGM. So your comps are so many different broad things, and how to earn them is sort of key. And we're going to cover that in our next part. Like I said, it's going to be at least 3 parts. We're going to cover the comps, which we've already done, how they are, how you earn. And then we're going to cover table games and comps, and then slots and comps. And I might throw in a 4th video on tricks to earning more comps and maximizing your dollar value. So keep in mind this, comps are important. Comps are the money that you have earned from the casino for your gambling and your play. So always take that serious. Always have a player's card, because that player's card is the way they're going to know you're there. All right? And you're going to keep in touch. You're going to come back and watch the second part of this when I talk about table games and comps, because not all table games are created equal. And that's the house advantage, the casino advantage that's going to be used in that multiplication table. Because remember, total wager times casino advantage equals your expected theoretical loss. And that is everything in earning comps. So stay tuned for that part 2. It's going to come soon.